Marhaba! Hi guys, it has been ages since I last uploaded. I'm really sorry. I have got a video that I have been editing for the last 3 weeks. That is life with kids. I'm really torn because I want to make you videos that are visually really interesting and beautiful, and I want to show shots from Jordan, and I know that that's what you guys really want to see. It's really difficult to compile the footage and then to edit it all together, so I'm gonna have to just start toning it down and just focusing on some sit down videos without extra pretty things because I don't have the time, people. Okay, so it has just been International Women's Day. I don't know how loud that's going to be, but we're going to continue. Right, so it has just been International Women's Day, and I thought that it's the perfect week to talk about traveling in Jordan as a woman, because this is a question that people ask me all the time, and I think that it is a very relevant question because of the connotations of traveling in the Middle East, especially for white solo women with blonde hair. So obviously it really depends on where you are in the country. Not everywhere is the same here. If you're in the capital, if you're in Amman, my little raptor on the floor, if you're in Amman, then I feel like it's very different to if you are somewhere quite rural and quite cut off. So when I first came here, we went straight to Zerka, and it was quite a while until I actually came to Amman, or explored Amman extensively. So my experience of Jordan was through Zerka, and I got a lot of harassment there. And I think that women in general, sorry, I've got baby hairs here. Women in general get a lot more harassment further out of Amman that you get. And I think that they're probably quite used to it. Whereas for me, I wasn't used to that, and it came as a big shock, the amount of harassment that we were getting. It was a long time until I realised that the harassment, the verbal harassment that I was getting, that was as far as it was ever going to go. Whereas if you've got someone in the UK following you out of your house on a walk all the way back to your house, I think it would be safe to be very scared. It would be safe to call the police in that situation, and it would be very reasonable for you to be worrying about your safety, your physical safety. Whereas what I have learned in Jordan is that things tend to stop at the verbal harassment, and they don't really seem to go further than that. And since I moved to Amman, it happens once in a blue moon. And it could also be that, I think that when you are new to a country and when you're a tourist and things, you give off this vibe, like I'm unfamiliar with this place, or you seem more kind of open to or susceptible to comments and people to be aware of your presence. Whereas, people are very much aware of my presence, especially living in a residential area, because I'm the only foreigner. But I just don't get as much harassment anymore. And by the way, if yellow cars are honking you, it doesn't actually mean that they're harassing you. That means that they are looking for a fare. That took me ages to learn the difference. So something that I feel like it was important for me to learn while I was learning about the culture behind harassment, while I was learning about the culture behind gender relations and things, is that women are at the root of men's honour and dignity. And I think that that's quite a well-known fact, or well-known thing about the Middle East and about Arabs, is that women are protected. They are a source of dignity. So that means that when I have been harassed in the street and another guy has seen that I'm being harassed, he's come over and he's intervened immediately. They take it personally, that they personally want to make sure that you're safe. They take your well-being personally. So I really appreciate that. Often what has happened is that the guy that has come over to intervene ends up harassing you. But it's a light kind of harassment. Generally, it's like, can I have your number, or where are you from, or you know where it's leading to. A few times I've had harassment that has been unpleasant verbally, though. Again, it's been verbal, and it's been from teenagers on Rainbow Street and downtown, in the markets. And again, that's what I'm saying about different areas. So conservative areas, poorer areas, you're going to expect more of this, and you're a foreign woman, and you're on your own, and they think that it's kind of strange. And as well, something that I feel like I have learnt is that especially with these more economically challenged environments and places and things, people often think of women from the West as being morally loose, and they see stuff on TV and movies and stuff, and they think that all women behave in that way, and that if they approach a woman, that she's probably going to be forgiving, or she's probably going to want to start something up or something. You know, they have this prejudice in their minds about, you know, what they can get away with you. They can't get away with the same things with a local woman, you know. She wouldn't stand for it. So that leads me to, I want to talk about things that, like some tips and just useful things to know. So, you are a monkey. So with that, you should keep it in the back of your head that that these could be the kinds of prejudices that they're having, and know that if you were a local Arab woman, one, they wouldn't try it, but two, she would never ever put up with this. And you being polite and smiling and allowing them to take a selfie, or pretending to give like a fake number or something like that to them, or allowing any of that, like not making the boundary clear, you have to. It's basically what I'm saying. You have to make it very clear, because that's what they're used to, and that's what they would expect, like, from a local woman. So you have to behave in the same way, and you have to be tough, because local women, they are really tough, and they won't allow that kind of thing. So if a guy asks you for a selfie, say no, because you don't know what he's going to do with your picture. If a guy asks for your number, don't give him a fake number, just say no. You know, you can just say no. It's not like in the UK where if you say no, then, you know, you don't know what he's going to do, what retaliation he's going to take. The chances are they're just going to leave you alone here, okay? So just say no. Don't blur the line in any way. Be really clear. So then that brings me to another one. Smiling and making eye contact with men tends to be direct invitation. Not in all cases. I mean, not all men not all men are monsters, but from my experience in the UK, I tend to make eye contact. Well, I've just always made eye contact with everybody, anyone in the street, and you know, if someone smiles, or you're polite to everybody in these things. And after my time in Zerka, I kind of stopped looking at men in the face, which was a bit of a shock when I had people visit here and I saw that they're making eye contact with men all the time and they're smiling at men all the time. I'm like, stop! I don't even notice. I might be being harassed and I don't even notice because I don't even allow it. Now, I'm not saying that you have to be that extreme. That's me personally. And I don't mean go around and be rude to everyone, but I'm just saying that be aware that if you smile and you give that extra time and that extra attention, especially when you are foreign, especially when you're already a bit of a beacon, then be aware that you're probably opening the door to something more. You can still be polite, but just be really firm. Another thing to know is that police here are really effective. So if you're in a really touristy area, say you're downtown, you're on Rainbow Street or something, we've been harassed. I've been with a group of girls before, and there were young boys who were saying things in Arabic that were distasteful and a bit violent. And one of the girls that I was with went straight over to the policeman, told the policeman these guys are harassing them. The policeman went immediately, didn't ask any questions, anything like that, just removed the boys. They made them walk in front of the police car and made them leave, walk down to the bottom of the road where they would leave us alone. So they just immediately cut it off. And the police, there is a police presence here, and I think sometimes people can feel quite nervous about it when you see policemen with guns and things. I think that the police are really effective. Something that I've noticed when speaking to younger girls who are travelling on their own or who are coming here to study or to work and things, they often don't really take into account enough how you need to respect the local culture. So you can come here and be like, oh, this isn't how we do it. I have all my rights and I have my individual freedom and I'm going to dress wearing whatever I want to wear and I'm going to behave in any way that I want to behave, and that is my right and I'm not going to change myself. The problem with this attitude is that you leave yourself wide open. And I think that if you come with this attitude, you're probably not going to enjoy yourself very much while you're here. How cute is this child? I just thought of one thing that I missed off, that it might not be obvious to everybody if you've never visited the Middle East, is that you should wear conservative, you should dress more conservatively. And I've hinted at that, but I haven't actually explicitly said it. So 3/4 length tops are preferable. Tank tops, you know, things that where you show off your arms, or if you show off your chest, it's generally not really preferable. And skirts and shorts and trousers and things to be longer than the knee, not show off your midriff. They're just like, that's just, you can wear whatever you want. And you know, you see people, they go to Petra and they wear skimpy things and they're fine. They go to the Dead Sea in their bikinis and stuff, and it's all fine. If you're in areas that aren't specifically really touristy, or if you're in an area like downtown where people live, you know, they live their lives there, and then they have tourists kind of coming in and out. If you're in those kinds of areas, then I would say just cover up a little bit more. And you know, you are going to get stared at if you're walking down the street in a short skirt. And short, I mean above the knee is short. And showing cleavage and showing your arms, like, it's just not, you're probably not going to have as comfortable an experience as you could have. So that's just useful to know. And in other areas, people wear whatever they want. There are local people that wear whatever they want. I'm just saying, as a foreigner, what would probably make you feel most comfortable. I've only personally heard of 2 cases of women being physically harassed, foreign women being physically harassed in Jordan while they were traveling here. And in both cases, they were either not wearing appropriate clothes for the area that they were in, or they were in an area that wasn't appropriate for them to be, like a football match. You know, there are certain places that just aren't women friendly. If you can take anything away from this video, know that Jordan is so safe. It is a safe country to visit. It's safe if you are a man, it's safe if you're a woman, it's safe if you're on your own. There are things that you need to take into account, but generally, on a whole, people want to protect you if you're a woman. They want you to have a pleasant experience, and they want to keep you safe. So don't be frightened of visiting here. I'm so proud that since I have started this channel, so many women have messaged me and said, I never felt like I could go to the Middle East, or I never felt like it was a safe place for me until I watched your videos. And I'm really, really happy, because you know, living here, I feel so much safer. So yeah, people might shout at you, people might honk their horn at you, people might say things. Shut it down, be polite. You don't have to start an argument, but you don't have to enter into anything that you don't want to. Just be firm and clear and enjoy your time here, because you're gonna have a fantastic time. It's so wonderful. You're gonna have so much fun. And in some ways, I feel like a woman traveling here, you might have more fun than your male counterpart, because you're gonna be treated with extra special care. So I hope that that is useful, and that kind of dispels any worries anyone is having. And ahlan wa sahlan, please come and visit Jordan. If you have any other things that you want to mention, if you disagree with me, or if you think that I've overlooked anything, or I have generalized anything, then please let me know in the comments and I will correct it, and we can make a part 2. A woman's guide to traveling in Jordan. Yeah, so let me know in the comments what you think, and take care. See you next week. Ma salama. Oh no, don't eat that.